This week on Every Day's a Bonus, we're going to look at things that make us happy, things that bring joy, but how we can always be thankful. What brings you happiness right now? Let's find out. Here we go. Is everybody ready to begin the episode of the podcast?
I thought we already had.
We have already begun. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Thanks so much for being a part of the EDAB community. I know we sometimes mention it, but today, if you've not actually subscribed, if you're watching or listening,
good point.
Do that because it'll chime in there and remind you that we put these out every Monday.
Every Monday.
Every single week they come out. And if you're just now joining us as a community member, you can go back to the very, very beginning when it started out as just Ken and I in a trailer with some microphones. And we've progressed and brought along our good friend over here, Logan. So
yes.
My name's Brent. That's Logan. This is Kenn. And this is Every Day's a Bonus. Where our prayer in this is that you capture something. You have a takeaway that you can just put into action the second the podcast is over.
Change your life.
It can change your life.
And your day, or at least your day.
It can change your day and your life. It can change your day, your life, maybe your year.
If you change your day, your life is changed.
If your life is changed, your day will also be changed. You see the change that's happening here. I think
it's a change podcast.
You can hear it. You can hear it. So we have a lot of conversations off the air. When the microphones stop rolling,
stop rolling?
If the microphones stop recording.
That's why we got them locked in these cages so they stop rolling around on us.
Why are these always rolling around every time we talk? When the microphones stop recording,
right,
our mouths continue talking.
Yes.
FYI. So we are friends on camera and off camera, on microphone and off microphone. But we have families, and one of the things we were just talking about just amongst ourselves, things that bring us happiness and joy, right? Those could be two different things that we could talk about. Happiness could be things that just make us happy. But I'm going to tell you, joy, obviously, for those of us that put our trust and belief in Jesus, true joy comes from believing in Jesus, His Holy Spirit living inside of you, and that you can have a bad day and a cruddy day and things might not go your way, but it doesn't take away the joy we have. However, I'm going to pose a question to you all. What are some things that bring you joy and or happiness, but there's some parameters here. We can't mention the obvious of the love of Jesus and what He's done for us, okay? That is
a given.
That's all my answers.
That should, and I'll be honest, that should be the basis of all of our answers.
Yeah, but what He does is He gives us personality. He gives us parts of life that I really think are catered towards us that... Perfect. I'll give you a perfect example because I'm wearing it today. Okay. We can say my family brings me happiness and joy, and they do, but they also bring frustration, all that.
That's part of the parameter too.
I want to go deeper in that.
No obvious.
So my parents are both from Montana. I got a lot of aunts, uncles, and cousins. Cool. And one of the joy pieces that comes in my life is their love for a common sport and a common deal. So in Montana, you're either Montana or Montana State fans. Okay. And they played in the semifinal and the Brawl of the Wild 2, and they're both in the football championship. And Montana State, that's the T-shirt, won the national championship this year. Okay. Wow. So half of my family is very excited this year, and I'm wearing the Montana State. So it just brings me joy seeing them love that part. And the season just ended because they won the national title in Nashville, and it's very cool. The FCS, I guess it is, which is the one right under the FBS. And and so the Cats won it this year. So half of my family is really, really excited.
That's cool.
I genuinely get happy getting emails and texts and stuff about them being happy about football because I love football.
I love that. It's a common thing that connects all you guys. Yeah. And so you recognize that.
When I see those emails and texts, it makes me happy.
It makes you happy. That's a great real world example.
Any other parameters that you wanted to share?
Let's see. Okay, so
nothing about football or family.
Nothing about any type of cats.
Ken just jumped right in there. Yeah.
You can't talk about what you're wearing on a t-shirt. No.
Nothing about the state of Montana.
Yeah. I've got a Christmas shirt on here. What does this one say? It says
Jingle Horse.
It says
Giddy up.
Giddy up, Jingle Horse, right?
That's awesome.
I know I'm wearing a Christmas shirt in there, but I loved Christmas.
Christmas passed.
The parameters. I'm sorry. I'm going to go back to Logan now. Bring something inside the parameter is just not the obvious. We're all sitting out there. We know the things that give us great joy. Just something that's from your personality type, and you said it best, Ken, that God gives us unique families and talents and abilities, and what brings you happiness or joy inside of that?
I am terrible at basketball.
Really?
Okay.
Terrible. I mean, I can go down to the park in our neighborhood and shoot threes for 25 minutes and make none.
Really?
But when I'm so bad, I mean, we'll go down there and play horse. And Mallory's like, just hit the backboard, dude. But she whoops me every time. But I love that. I'm terrible at it, but I love it.
Really?
And when I swish a three, that just makes me
that's a good happy piece.
That feels so good. Now, I'm very good at golf, but even a good golfer knows it is hard to flush an iron. So even though I'm good at it, when I flush an iron from the fairway and you don't even feel the ball.
You don't even,
If I were to flush an iron, what does that even mean?
I think you said it. You
It's
hit
when
it and you don't even feel the ball.
You hit it so well that you barely feel the ball hit the club.
But it just
goes
explodes.
dead straight, baby
I
draw,
always feel
baby
the ball hit
fade.
the club incredibly hard.
Yeah.
Weird.
Sometimes
You haven't flushed when it
not
happens. You'll
What's this
know it,
like?
and it is a great feeling.
Ooh, I can't wait to
And you'll
flush.
be chasing that monkey the rest of your life.
I like
It's
that.
a great
Okay.
feeling.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to think of one that is in that level of what you guys are talking about. Kids were just in town for Christmas.
Okay.
Back from college, and always so great to have them there. Obviously, that brings me happiness. But there is this feeling after Christmas, and it happens about every week, to where there is so much trash overflowing. It's in the garage. It's in the trash bin itself. Now we've got bags just lined up at the door, ready to go outside, but there's no more room in the trash can itself. And so on that Monday, when I know the trash man is coming, or woman, and they come and that claw grabs
Gender
it.
neutral trash person.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So when that claw comes and takes my trash,
Empties it out.
oh my goodness, there is happiness that comes from a dad inside. That's like, now I can go get the rest of the trash that couldn't make it into that, and I can get it out of the house, get the trash put away, and a pizza box in, and it's like, Kirsten, Jagger, Lily Reese, we're ready for more trash now. I mean, there's no happiness that is like that. And I'm driving around and I cannot wait. I'm going to work, but yet I can't wait till the trash man gets to my house because he's taking it all away.
That is
He's
so
making it leave.
fantastic.
It's such a happiness.
There's a level there. I hope that this episode, and I'm going to share a couple more, and I want you guys to.
Okay.
I hope this episode is one where all we want this to do is trigger for you a happy moment, encounter, experience, or whatever.
Yeah, I like that. Okay.
I can be really frustrated. I got a lot of transition and reconfiguring of my whole work world right now.
Okay.
I love, usually once a day, getting my dogs, putting them in the car, and we go to one of about 5 different parks and we just walk.
Ooh,
I'm in the woods. I'm not worried about anything other than them just not running away. But I've got them to where they can run off leash, and just watching them happy and me being in the woods and just walk. It's just calming, and it just makes me happy.
Dogs bring happiness anyway.
My dogs
awesome.
do. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we've got 2, and a really funny part, because my wife loves them too. We're delivering a car for my daughter-in-law, and I look back, and Heather's in our Tesla with the white seats, and she's got this beautiful platinum gray hair, and there's these 2 golden doodles over each shoulder. I was just like, it just makes me happy that
This is the happy.
you may be, and I told her, I said, you may be the bougiest looking person ever with 2 golden doodles and a Tesla with a white leather. And she just laughed, and that type of stuff makes me happy.
That's funny. I remember back in college, you reminded me just now, back in college, my wife at the time, girlfriend at the time, Kirsten, we were dating, and she had this white Honda Civic, which was great. And then I had, if you remember, a 300ZX. Do you remember the Nissan 300ZX?
That was the dream
and it was
car.
a twin turbo and it had T-tops off.
Oh, yeah.
And speaking of being happy, I would have the T-tops off and it was a 5-speed and my wife knew how to drive a 5-speed. This really cool clutch tight. If you remember a clutch, you have to push that down to shift.
Teach the younger audience what that is.
Know what that is. I know, sorry.
It's an old person car.
So you can shift and go faster. But anyway.
Isn't that what the pedal's for?
There is something unique about seeing your wife, girlfriend at the time, in like your car that already looks really cool. I don't have as cool a car now as I did in college. That 300ZX was awesome. But I remember one time I was at the post office and she was coming to pick me up and she pulled up in the 300ZX twin turbo, sunglasses on, the T-tops are off, so the wind was blowing a little bit. And I remember just seeing her like look over and I was like, this makes me so happy. I'm so happy seeing this. But that's funny. You see your wife in the doodles and it was like, it's triggered.
Your wife without
my
doodles.
wife without doodles in a 300ZX twin turbo. I don't know. That was really cool. That was really cool.
My
Other
wife
than
makes
golf,
me happy too.
I know.
give us an example.
It doesn't matter where she is or what she's doing.
Wives are happy.
She just makes me happy.
When you have a good marriage, that is a happy thing. That is for sure. That's something to definitely
just
strive
being around.
towards.
I've been teaching my kids to look for the good moments of every day. And part of our bedtime routine is, what was your highlight of today? I mean, they know it's coming. Sometimes they're, I don't know, Daddy. I don't want to. Just think there was a good moment today. Find a good moment today. What was your highlight of today? And now it's got them looking for and thinking about, how am I going to answer that question when Dad asks at bedtime? What was my favorite part of today? And sometimes it's, they can't choose. There were so many good little moments. And one of them now for Ava, my youngest, she loves riddles.
Okay.
I did a riddle with her one night, just randomly. I made up a riddle, taught her what a riddle is, and made one up. And she got so into it that every night at bed, part of her routine, tell me a riddle. I got to sit there and
think of a riddle.
Think of a riddle. And
can you think of riddles off the top of your head like that? Or do you have to look them up?
And I'm obsessed with making them rhyme, which just makes it harder.
Oh. Could you give us an example of a riddle?
Oh, I didn't want you to ask. Okay, I'll give you the one I asked Ava last night. It's a bad one. It's a bad one.
Okay, just give it to us so we can have an example.
She's
Pretend that we're your daughter.
You're 6 now.
Okay.
It's not hard for me to think like a 6-year-old girl.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Or just a girl in general.
Yeah.
Or a 6-year-old.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anybody.
This was a really easy one.
Okay.
I just said, I'm little, I rhyme with fiddle, and Ava loves me. What am I?
Peanut butter brittle?
I thought your riddles were they're very personal to you then, right? So.
And Ava loves me.
Ava.
Does it rhyme with riddle?
Girl, little girl.
Yes.
It rhymes with what?
I'm little, I rhyme with fiddle, and Ava loves me.
Riddles.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh my goodness. No.
I told you it was an easy one.
I don't accept that.
I can't believe you didn't get it right away. And you said, oh, it's personal. I'm like, well, I just told you Ava loves these.
The riddles. Okay.
Yeah.
I was looking for like a name or something of somebody, but good
Well,
job. Hey, you guessed it. Good job.
I
Really
got
good job
another
there.
one real quick.
Okay.
And it triggered me from yours. And that is, my kids are older, but my 2 sons are coaching the middle school basketball team that I coached when they were in middle school.
Oh, that's cool.
And they asked me to help. And so I sat on the end of the bench. I've played different roles and all, but there's a game tonight. And I get to go and coach with my 2 sons. And I know we can all say, well, I love my kids, but it's those type of specifics.
It's a riddle.
Say specifics. It's a riddle.
Specific. Coast.
But I love helping, and it's even gotten deeper to where now I'm looking forward to it because Graham's like, hey, Cody's not going to be able to be here, and other coach isn't going to be here. Can you run the offense? Can you run the substitutions and all that? I'm like, yeah.
That's cool.
And I'm getting to coach them on how to coach. And
That's cool. That's cool.
It just makes me happy.
That's happiness and joy. I love kids do bring a lot of wives. We already covered that. They bring joy.
Yeah, but go into specifics.
Bring
Like,
joy. Yeah.
What about your kids brings you joy?
Okay. Kids just went back to college, and and so now it's like empty nest again. But one of the gifts we got for Christmas was a Amazon Echo Show or something like that. It's a Amazon device, but it has like a screen and you can talk. It'll play music or it'll do different things. It'll show your calendar. It sits right beside the chairs where Kirsten and I have our coffee. And there's a little button on there and it's like daily trivia. Well, my daughter and I got used to playing daily trivia.
Nice.
From after Christmas, we got it. And so daily, it's literally when I say trivia, that day you get your 3 questions. That's all you get. Unless you subscribe to it, you just get your 3 questions. So we'd sit down
3
in the
is
chair.
enough. Give us an example, Brent.
Yeah. What is the fastest fish you have to spin. It gives you a category. What is the fastest fish in the ocean? Is it a marlin? Is it a sardine? Or is it a sailfish?
Oh, what fish? What was the last one?
Sailfish. The ones that aren't full
Sardine.
price.
I'm going to go sardine.
Sardine. Okay. What are you going to go, Ken?
I'm going to go sailfish.
Sailfish. We guessed marlin, and the answer is sailfish.
Wow.
Isn't that interesting? Yeah.
Yes.
I know. You'd think sardine
Well,
because
the
they're going
way
to
you
get
said
little
sailfish, it felt like you were just trying to find an answer. But
I did. That's
you
why I
tricked
said
us.
it that way. I said it that way. I'm so sorry.
That was good. No, that was good.
But
That was
anyway, we did this and we had a lot of fun. And sometimes Jagger, and Kirsten were around and with us, but it was always like Lola Reese and I doing this. Well, she went back to college, just drove back and got there. And that night I FaceTimed with her and I was sitting in front of it and she answered and she goes, "Are we going to do the trivia together?" And I was like, "Yes." And she goes, "Oh, I'm going to cry." And I was like, "Oh, not that her crying brought me happiness, but the fact that she had such a good time making memories."
Connection.
And now here it was a connection with her of we're doing this via video. And so that's the little moments that we know our kids and the fact that they still play along with mom and dad and the fact that mom and dad still enjoy doing that. But we do the same thing. My kids being older now, we still do the same thing that you do. I asked the other night, what is something that you had a great time over the Christmas break that we did? And what is something that makes you nervous about going back to college? And so they share those answers. And that's just, gosh, it's just a reminder. What I took away from what you said is if you don't stop and sometimes look for those things or write those things that bring you happiness and joy down, you sometimes forget.
You'll miss them.
It takes time to just kind of hit pause and be reminded that I bet today already, whatever time it is right now, we've probably already had like 3 happy moments, either with our family or in the drive or together. And if you forget, you'll get to the end of the day and be like, whoa, I bet God brought me some great joy and happiness today. And I just need to sit and reflect on what those are.
Can I tell you that I'm so glad you brought that up because one of the habits that I got into a couple years ago was I just have kind of a quieter or devotional time every day. And part of that every day is what are you worried about? What are you excited about? And what did you enjoy yesterday? And can I tell you, it makes me stop and think, what did I enjoy yesterday? You know what?
Yeah.
I enjoyed Heather being with me at the event where I had to speak because she carries so much of the conversations, the peripheral conversations that just wear me out sometimes. And so I write down something I enjoyed. Sometimes it's just, I really enjoyed walking with the dogs that they didn't have to be on leash the entire time and they had a blast. And it may have been my favorite hour of the day just from a function. So but writing it down, it forces me to do that. I tell you, if you don't have a resolution or whatever for this year, write something down every day that you enjoyed either that day or the day before.
Yeah.
That would be something I would encourage.
You reminded me of what we've been doing. Kirsten put on our kitchen, and I can't remember if I shared this or not. I apologize to the audience if I did, and I won't dive into it deep, but it's just a journal sitting out in our kitchen, and it's our thankfulness journal.
Oh,
and
nice.
so we just will, every time anybody walks by it of our family, they'll write down, you don't have to, but if you think of
something pops in your head,
you write it down.
That's
so it's going to
great
flip
idea.
through the pages, and you're like, man, look at Jagger got into Legos over the Christmas break. His girlfriend got him a pack of Star Wars Legos and he put together R2-D2. And then he's like, man, that was kind of cool. That was a lot. I went and then he bought a C-3PO and he enjoyed that. But anyway, those little bitty pieces, a year from now, we'll probably forget. But you write them down like that and you look back and you're like, wow, I was happy. That was a lot of fun. That remains memories. So
what else
writing
makes
them
you
down
happy?
is good.
Well, this whole conversation is reminding me of Philippians 4:8, which is simply, finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things. And this conversation is really a healthy biblical practice that we're talking about, because there's so many ups and downs in lives. I mean, and the name of this podcast, every day's a bonus. There's good in every day, just because today is a blessing. And so when we practice looking for the good, looking for the highlights, looking for the wins, writing them down in our family thankfulness journal, which I love that. I think I want one in my house.
Yeah. It is great.
It can help train our minds to, no matter the circumstance, look for the good, look for the blessing, and that helps our outlook, no matter what's going on around us.
So true.
Well, the opposite of that, I think I mentioned it earlier before we were on camera. One of the catchphrases or terms of the day is critical ignoring. And I was like, what is that?
Okay.
And it says, in a world of low level importance in a mass of information, I have to develop the ability to identify what is important and what is not, and learning what to ignore during a day. Because through our phones, through media, through whatever, there's just this tidal wave of just meaningless information that we can't do anything about, doesn't affect us, or isn't important, and we don't have to have an opinion about. And I think what we're talking about, where we're focused on, what did I enjoy today? What do I like to do? What brings me happy? It's the obvious inverse of that keeps us away from.
Yeah.
What can I push
ignorance.
off out of my brain and not even have to overthink?
But if we're doing this, it automatically pushes that out.
Good point.
I'm not even thinking about that because I'm thinking about this.
Wait till next week. I'm going to say, let's talk about all the worst things you can ever think of, the junk in your life. I'm just kidding.
Pull up our phones and open them.
Right. There'll be enough on there. I have this scripture that I live life by if I can. And you reminded me, and since you brought the Bible up, I had to as well. But this is how I love to live it. 1 Thessalonians 5, 16, 17, and 18. Mm-hmm. You know it well. Rejoice always. Pray continually. And right here, give thanks in all circumstances. For this is God's will for you in Christ Jesus. You want his will for your life? Man,
there it is.
You rejoice always. You pray all the time, talk to him all the time, but give thanks in all circumstances, no matter what think about that. That's not just give thanks in the good circumstances. So even though there's junk going on, we recognize there is stuff happening all over the place, but give thanks. Stop and be thankful for that joy and that happiness. Even when you don't see joy in something, you can find joy about something. There's something revolved around that. We're still alive today. God has given me a way to get from point A to point B. My family is healthy right now. We just got over sickness, and now finally I can breathe again. My wife wore the shoes I got her for Christmas that now match, or whatever it is. There's always something that we can find great joy and be thankful for. And so,
but I love the path of today. And my takeaway is, I don't even think we stated it. And that is that when I am in this doing something that makes me happy, it automatically makes me thankful. And I was on a walk with my dogs, which makes me very happy. And what I was worried about at the time is part of this reconstruction. And I know nobody ever worries about finances, but I'm just sitting there going, Lord, this is going to radically change finances. But while I'm in that happy place, while I'm not being barraged by the negative, God just really whispered in my heart, Ken, when in your life did I not provide for you? And I'm walking in the woods and I'm thinking, Lord, the worst times in my life, the worst circumstances, you brought me through every one of them. And I think it's in those happy places that we're in a position mentally, emotionally, to just realize what you just shared about 1 Thessalonians. I'm rejoicing in what he did bring me through. I'm thankful for where I am, even if I don't know what's going on and what he's done. So my takeaway is in those happy places, man, God's just even more prevalent.
Yeah, that's good. What's your takeaway, Logan?
The Lord is my shepherd. I lack nothing. Even when I'm having a terrible day and all I can focus on seemingly is the lack. I truly lack nothing. He always comes through. I may not get everything I want.
That's right.
But I certainly always have everything that I need. And he's the God that owns the cattle of 1,000 hills, which means he's incredibly wealthy. And he knows exactly what we need. And just when we need it, he sends a couple of that cattle our way, right when we need it. And he always comes through.
I love that. I'll take away by sharing a visual that I did at the men's conference that I spoke at. And I kind of pictured that big puzzle, 1,000-piece puzzle, right? And here's this big picture of something, but one time we had lost a piece to that puzzle. And my only focus could be, how are we going to find that one piece? How are we going to find that one piece? Instead of looking at all these amazing pieces, building this beautiful, large picture.
999 other pieces.
That one piece I can't find, right? Thankfully, looking back, it was found, and then I can enjoy it. But I almost couldn't stop. And I'm sure there's a whole sermon series, a whole series that we could do on just this. But don't look at the negative. Look at all the blessings that are all around us. Look at the things that bring us joy and happiness. And that's kind of my takeaway is obviously spending time with Jesus and our wives and our kids, and they're incredible. But there's going to be times every day that he is blessing and is giving things. Stop and be thankful for the happy times and the joyful times and the things they bring. So, man, that was great. Good episode. It kind of flew by. It was cool to see things that brought you guys happiness and joy. And if there's something out there that brings you happiness and joy and you have the ability and you're not driving or running on a treadmill and you're going to trip and fall, man, leave those in comments. We love to hear from you guys.
Oh, we do.
Give me some tips on how to shoot a basketball.
Use your left
experience that swish more. I'm a lefty.
Nothing's going to help that. That's
your
going to be
problem.
true. But hey, it is what it is. We'll go play some b-ball a little bit later on and see how that goes. But we love you guys. Today, here's your action step. Find something that you can give thanks for, something that makes you happy, something that brings you joy, and share that with somebody else in your life. Hey, we're never promised tomorrow, but we are. What we do know is that every day is a bonus. See you guys next week. Goodbye.
Goodbye.